Hi everyone, if you're struggling not getting success, then this video is for you. Nowadays, there's one truth in life that nobody can change. Your success is in your hands. It is not in the hands of luck. The only person who has the power to decide your future is you. But the question is, do you believe in yourself? Today, we'll talk about it. My name is Muniba Mazari, and I'm a motivational speaker. If you find this video fruitful, then you can appreciate me by like and subscribe and start a new journey with me. Let's start the topic. 2025 is not just another year on the calendar. It is your fresh canvas, your chance to rewrite your story with clarity and purpose. In a world that constantly pulls you in 1,000 directions, the most revolutionary act you can commit to this year is to focus on yourself. Yes, focus on your dreams, your growth, your peace. Because when you nurture yourself first, everything else, your relationships, your work, your happiness, will start to fall into place naturally. Have you ever realized how powerful it feels when you truly prioritize your own well-being? When you make yourself the center of your own universe, you become unstoppable. But focusing on yourself is not selfish, it is essential. Have you ever stopped to truly ask yourself how well you are caring for the one person who will never leave your side, yourself? In 2025, prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being is not just a suggestion. It is the foundation for everything you want to build in your life. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When your mind is cluttered with anxiety, self-doubt, and unresolved emotions, it is like trying to navigate a stormy sea without a compass. But when you make a commitment to nurture your inner world, you give yourself the clarity and strength to face any challenge with grace and confidence. Mental and emotional well-being is the bedrock of resilience. It is what keeps you steady when life's pressures mount, when relationships strain, or when unforeseen obstacles block your path. Many people mistake mental health for a luxury, something to address only when things become overwhelming. But the truth is, caring for your mind and emotions daily is the key to preventing overwhelm in the first place. Think of it as tending a garden. Neglect it, and weeds take over, but nurture it with consistent care, and it blooms abundantly. So how do you start? The first step is awareness. Becoming aware of your mental state and emotional patterns is like turning on a light in a dark room. When you can see clearly what thoughts and feelings are running through your mind, you begin to understand yourself better. This awareness opens the door to change. Without it, you are a passenger on a roller coaster of emotions, tossed about by circumstances beyond your control. But with awareness, you become the driver, able to steer toward peace and focus rather than chaos and distraction. One powerful practice to cultivate this awareness is mindfulness. Mindfulness invites you to be present with your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It teaches you to observe your mind's chatter rather than getting swept away by it. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a river. Sometimes it's calm and clear. Other times it is turbulent and muddy. Mindfulness helps you stand on the riverbank and watch the currents without drowning in them. This creates space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Positive self-talk is another essential tool. The words you say to yourself shape your reality. How often do you find yourself caught in a loop of negative thoughts, telling yourself, I'm not enough. I can't do this. Or why me? These thoughts chip away at your confidence and steal your peace. But when you intentionally replace those thoughts with affirmations of strength, worth, and hope, you begin to rewrite your inner script. Your mind, trained to focus on the positive, becomes your greatest ally rather than your fiercest critic. Taking time for emotional self-care is equally vital. This can look different for everyone. Journaling to process feelings, talking with a trusted friend or therapist, engaging in creative outlets, or simply allowing yourself to rest without guilt. Emotional well-being means honoring your feelings, not suppressing them. It means giving yourself permission to heal and grow at your own pace. When you do this, you build emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions, which is crucial for navigating life's ups and downs. You might ask, what about the daily stressors? The deadlines, the pressures, the constant demands. Prioritizing your mental and emotional health means learning strategies to cope with stress before it overwhelms you. This could be deep breathing exercises, setting boundaries, or scheduling breaks in your day to reset. These small, consistent actions accumulate, building a reservoir of calm that you can draw from when needed. The ripple effect of prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being is profound. When you take care of your mind and heart, you improve your focus, decision-making, and relationships. You become more compassionate with yourself and others. You cultivate patience in chaos and hope in hardship. In essence, you step into the fullest expression of yourself. A person grounded, resilient, and ready to embrace all that 2025 has to offer. Remember, this is a daily commitment. There will be days when it feels easier to ignore your needs and push through. But those are the moments when prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being matters the most. You owe yourself the kindness and care that you so readily give to others. This year, let that commitment be your strongest foundation, the quiet strength beneath every success, and the calm in every storm. Have you ever noticed how often we say yes to others only to feel drained, overwhelmed, or resentful afterward? It's a silent epidemic, people pleasing disguised as kindness, but underneath, it slowly erodes your peace and focus. In 2025, one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself is learning to set boundaries without guilt. Boundaries are not walls to keep others out. They are bridges to your own well-being and clarity. They create space for you to thrive, protect your energy, and honor your values. But why do so many of us hesitate to set them? The answer lies in a deeply ingrained fear of disappointing others, fear of conflict, and fear of being seen as selfish. Let me remind you, choosing yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. Imagine your life as a garden. Boundaries are the fences that protect your flowers from being trampled. Without them, your garden becomes vulnerable to chaos, overcommitments, toxic relationships, and endless distractions. When you set boundaries, you decide what is allowed in your space and what isn't. You take control of your time, your emotions, and your mental health. This act of self-respect sends a powerful message to yourself and the world that your needs matter. When you say no, without guilt, you are not rejecting people, you are prioritizing your growth and your peace. Learning to say no can feel uncomfortable, especially if you have spent years saying yes out of obligation or fear. But here's the truth: every time you say yes to something that drains you, you say no to something that nourishes you. This trade-off is often hidden, but it shapes your reality in profound ways. Saying no clears the path for your own priorities, allowing you to focus your energy on what truly matters. This doesn't mean shutting the world out, but rather engaging with intention and clarity. Boundaries are also essential in relationships. Whether it's family, friends, or colleagues, healthy boundaries create respect and understanding. They prevent burnout and resentment by ensuring that your relationships are balanced, supportive, and uplifting. When you communicate your limits with kindness and firmness, you invite others to honor your space and feelings. This creates deeper trust and connection. On the other hand, when boundaries are absent, misunderstandings, frustration, and emotional exhaustion become the norm. Setting boundaries requires practice and courage. It means being honest with yourself about what you can handle and what you cannot. It means listening to your inner voice, that quiet whisper telling you when something doesn't feel right. Sometimes setting boundaries means having difficult conversations or dealing with others' reactions. But remember, their discomfort is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself, to protect your well-being and to live authentically. A helpful way to start setting boundaries is by identifying your non-negotiables, those things you absolutely must protect to maintain your peace and productivity. It might be your time for rest, your emotional energy, or your personal values. Once you know your non-negotiables, you can create clear guidelines for yourself and others. Communicating these boundaries doesn't require lengthy explanations or apologies. A simple and confident, "I can't commit to that right now," or "I need to focus on my priorities," is enough. Remember, boundaries evolve as you grow. What felt right last year may no longer serve you in 2025, and that's okay. Stay flexible but firm in your commitment to protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. When you do, you create an environment where your mind can stay calm, focused, and resilient. When you set boundaries without guilt, you reclaim your power. You create a life that reflects your values and honors your needs. You learn that self-care is not an indulgence but a necessity, and that every no you say to protect yourself is a yes to a more peaceful and purposeful life. In this new year, make setting boundaries your act of courage, your declaration of self-worth, and your path to lasting calm. Because when you respect your limits, you invite strength, clarity, and freedom into your life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow and transform effortlessly while others feel stuck in the same place year after year? The secret often lies in one simple truth: they have committed to investing in personal growth every single day. Growth is not a destination or a rare achievement. It is a continuous journey, a deliberate choice to become better, stronger, and wiser with every passing moment. In 2025, this commitment to daily growth can be your greatest ally. When you wake up with the intention to learn something new, to challenge your comfort zones, and to expand your horizons, you set in motion a powerful cycle of transformation that touches every part of your life. Personal growth is more than just accumulating knowledge. It is about evolving your mindset, habits, and actions in alignment with your highest potential. It requires discipline to show up for yourself even when motivation wanes, and courage to face the uncomfortable truths within. Often, growth demands that you confront your fears, biases, and limitations head on. But within this discomfort lies the seed of profound change. Imagine a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. Without that struggle, it cannot develop the strength to fly. Your growth is the same. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of uncertainty is an opportunity to build resilience and clarity. Committing to personal growth means embracing lifelong learning. It means reading books that expand your mind, seeking mentors who inspire you, and surrounding yourself with ideas that challenge and elevate your thinking. Growth happens when you step outside of your familiar patterns and engage with new perspectives. This curiosity fuels creativity and innovation, allowing you to adapt to life's twists and turns with grace. Remember, your mind is a muscle. When you exercise it regularly through learning and reflection, it becomes sharper, more agile, and more capable of solving problems. But personal growth is not just intellectual, it is deeply emotional and spiritual as well. It invites you to develop emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and express your emotions in healthy ways. This skill enhances your relationships, decision-making, and overall well-being. Spiritual growth encourages you to connect with your purpose and values, grounding you in a sense of meaning that transcends daily struggles. When you invest in these dimensions, you create a holistic foundation that supports lasting transformation. A daily commitment to growth also means cultivating habits that align with your goals. Whether it's journaling to track your progress, setting clear intentions each morning, or practicing gratitude to shift your mindset, these small but consistent actions add up over time. Think of it as planting seeds. Each positive habit is a seed of progress that, when nurtured, grows into a flourishing garden of success and fulfillment. The power of these habits is often underestimated, but they are the invisible architecture of a life well lived. One of the most inspiring aspects of personal growth is its ripple effect. When you invest in yourself, you don't just change your own life, you influence those around you. Your growth can inspire your family, friends, and community to pursue their own journeys. It creates a legacy of courage and commitment that extends far beyond you. In 2025, imagine the impact you can have by simply choosing to grow every day. This is not just about achieving goals, it is about becoming the best version of yourself for the world. Sometimes, the biggest obstacle to growth is fear, the fear of failure, judgment, or the unknown. But what if you viewed fear not as a stop sign, but as a signal that you are on the edge of something great? What if every step outside your comfort zone was a step closer to your true potential? Growth requires bravery, and every act of bravery reinforces your strength and confidence. In this new year, let your commitment to personal growth be an act of defiance against stagnation and doubt. Remember, progress is not always linear. There will be days of breakthroughs and days of setbacks. The key is persistence, the willingness to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. When you invest in personal growth every day, you build a momentum that propels you through challenges and toward your dreams. This momentum becomes unstoppable because it is fueled by your dedication to becoming more than you were yesterday. In 2025, let your focus be on the journey of growth itself. Celebrate each lesson, embrace each challenge, and cherish each moment of learning. By doing so, you transform not just your circumstances, but your entire life narrative. Growth is your gift to yourself, a promise that you will never settle for less than your true potential. This year, make that promise out loud, make it your mission, and watch how your world begins to change. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of the world, the endless distractions pulling your attention in every direction, leaving you exhausted and unfocused? In 2025, one of the most powerful steps you can take toward personal success and peace is to cultivate the art of focus. Focus is not merely about paying attention. It is about choosing where to direct your energy and deciding what deserves your mental space. When you master the ability to focus deeply, you unlock a hidden reservoir of strength that propels you forward even when the path is difficult or unclear. But why is focus so elusive in today's world? Because distractions have become louder and more tempting than ever before. From the constant ping of notifications to the barrage of opinions and information, your mind is under siege. Yet, within this chaos lies an opportunity to reclaim your power by training your mind to concentrate on what truly matters. Focus begins with intention. It is a conscious choice to set priorities and guard them fiercely. Imagine your mind as a flashlight in a dark room. Where you shine, that light determines what you see and what remains in the shadows. If your focus scatters across countless tasks, worries, and interruptions, you become overwhelmed and ineffective. But when you train yourself to illuminate one area at a time, your productivity and clarity soar. This requires discipline and practice, especially in a culture that glorifies multitasking and instant gratification. The truth is, multitasking is a myth. It divides your attention and dilutes your impact. Real power lies in tasking with full presence. To strengthen your focus, start by creating an environment that supports it. This might mean setting boundaries around your time and space, turning off unnecessary notifications, organizing your workspace, or designating specific times for deep work. Small changes like these signal to your brain that it's time to concentrate, reducing the mental clutter that competes for your attention. Remember, your environment can either be your greatest ally or your toughest adversary in the battle for focus. Another essential aspect is managing your energy, not just your time. Your mind can only sustain intense focus for a limited period before fatigue sets in. Recognizing when to push forward and when to rest is crucial. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, where you work in focused bursts followed by short breaks, can help maintain your mental stamina. During breaks, engage in activities that rejuvenate you. take a walk, practice deep breathing, or simply close your eyes and reset. These moments of rest replenish your brain's capacity to focus, making your efforts more effective and sustainable. Focus also demands that you become comfortable with saying no every yes to a distraction or an unimportant task is a no to your main goals. This is where your boundaries come into play, helping you protect your focus from the constant pull of external demands. Learn to recognize what truly deserves your attention and be willing to let go of the rest. This is not always easy. It requires clarity about your purpose and courage to prioritize yourself in a world that often demands otherwise. Mindfulness is a powerful tool to enhance focus. By training yourself to be fully present in each moment, you reduce the tendency for your mind to wander or get caught in anxiety and overthinking. Mindfulness meditation, even if practiced for just a few minutes daily, can improve your concentration and emotional regulation. It teaches you to gently bring your attention back whenever it drifts, strengthening your mental muscles over time. This skill is invaluable not only for work, but for relationships and self-awareness as well. Finally, focus is intimately tied to motivation. When your goals resonate deeply with your values and passions, maintaining focus becomes easier because your energy is fueled by purpose. Without a clear why, focus becomes a chore and distractions win. So invest time in clarifying your vision for 2025. What do you want to achieve and why does it matter to you? Write it down, revisit it often, and let it be the beacon that guides your attention. When your focus is anchored in purpose, it transforms from a struggle into a joyful discipline. In this fast-paced world, mastering focus is a radical act of self-love and empowerment. It means reclaiming your time, your energy, and your peace from the chaos around you. It is the foundation upon which all meaningful progress is built. As you cultivate this skill in 2025, you will find that your mind becomes not a battlefield of distractions, but a sanctuary of calm, clarity, and purpose. And from this place, you will create the life you desire, one deliberate choice at a time. Have you ever noticed how powerful a positive mindset can be in shaping the way your day unfolds, your relationships thrive, and your challenges transform? The way you think is the foundation of your reality. In 2025, cultivating and maintaining a positive mindset is not just a feel-good practice. It is a critical strategy for success and resilience. Your mind is like fertile soil, and your thoughts are the seeds you plant. What you nurture with your attention grows. If you constantly water doubt, fear, and negativity, those will be the crops you harvest. But if you choose to nourish hope, gratitude, and optimism, you create a garden that sustains and empowers you through every storm. The question is, how do you train your mind to lean into positivity when life's challenges seem overwhelming? Positivity is not about ignoring reality or wearing rose-colored glasses. It's about choosing to see opportunities within obstacles, lessons within setbacks, and hope within uncertainty. This shift in perspective is not automatic. It requires conscious effort and practice. Imagine the mind as a muscle that must be exercised daily. The more you practice positive thinking, the stronger and more natural it becomes. Conversely, allowing negative thoughts to dominate creates a pattern that is hard to break. But here's the hopeful truth. Your mind is remarkably adaptable. You can retrain it at any stage of life. The power to change your mental landscape lies in your hands. One of the first steps in cultivating a positive mindset is becoming aware of your inner dialogue. What do you tell yourself when faced with a challenge? Do you focus on what could go wrong, or do you ask, what can I learn from this? Awareness is the foundation of change. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause and consciously redirect your thoughts toward possibilities and solutions. This simple practice of reframing can transform anxiety into action, fear into courage, and doubt into confidence. Remember, the mind follows the direction you set. Guide it wisely. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools to foster positivity. When you intentionally focus on what you are thankful for, no matter how small, you shift your brain's chemistry toward joy and contentment. Gratitude rewires your neural pathways, making it easier to notice the good even amidst difficulties. Start each day by listing 3 things you appreciate. This simple habit can create a ripple effect that colors your entire day with optimism. Over time, gratitude becomes a natural lens through which you view your life, empowering you to navigate challenges with grace. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is equally important. The energy you absorb from your environment and the people around you significantly affects your mindset. Choose to engage with those who uplift, inspire, and encourage your growth. Limit exposure to negativity, gossip, and toxic conversations that drain your energy and cloud your perspective. Your circle has the power to either reinforce your positive mindset or undermine it. Be intentional about the company you keep. Another essential element is self-compassion. Often, we are our harshest critics, judging ourselves more severely than anyone else. But true positivity begins with kindness toward yourself. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate your progress,